Hey guys, it's Kai, or also known as Complete Social Fucking Reject. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, my face is out of frame. I'm trying to get it at an angle where you can actually see what. You know what? Fine, this works. This works. Okay, yeah. Always gotta have my trusty cigarette, because, I always smoke a cigarette during my videos. But I'm going to tell you guys what this video is about and what it's going to be on. And yeah, so without further ado, let's talk about this shit. Okay, so disclaimer, if you are a skeptic, this is not the video for you. I don't want any negative comments or any shit like that, because I warned you. If you're a skeptic, if you're one of those people that just don't believe in anything, then, click off, because this shit's about to get real. But, yeah. I told you guys a couple of days ago, before all this shit went down with me. I mean, with me, going off and doing my thing with the hospital and getting help and stuff, that I would do a video on the black-eyed children. Which, by the way, if you are a skeptic and you still are on this video, it is nonfiction. There's a book on it, and there are many, many, hundreds and hundreds of stories about these encounters. And yeah, so yeah, there's a book on the black-eyed children. It's called The Black-Eyed Children, and it's by David Weatherly, and it's in the nonfiction section. If you want to go read up on it, be my oh my god, sorry, fuck up. That's what I do. That's my job. But if you want to go check it out, it's by David Weatherly. I don't know if you can get it in stores, but I know you can get it online. Anyways, so what was an urban legend has become something very real and very scary for a lot of people, especially, these hundreds and almost thousands of people who have had encounters with these beings, since no one really knows what they are. There's just theories on them, and those theories are that they are extraterrestrial beings, or hybrids rather. Some people think they're vampires. They're not vampires. I don't believe that at all. Some people think that they're basically of a demonic essence or nature, and that is something that I believe as well. Because what these things feed on is fear. They strike fear into people just by their presence, just by them showing up. And they are called the black-eyed children because they have fully black eyes. No whites, no color, just black. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who, when this first, phenomena came up on the black-eyed children, of course there's those asshole kids who like to go around scaring the shit out of people. And when, people have heard about it and, basically put in, fully black contacts and shit like that. But if you are someone who wears contacts or knows anything about them, getting fully black contacts or a fully colored or full eye contact costs like about $200 or over. I have checked on a lot of different sites and just everywhere you can. They're not cheap. They're not easy to get. And not to mention, there's just the mannerisms between a person and these beings are not something that a human can really reenact. Because people, unlike, these things, have emotions and different mannerisms and ways of speaking and just facial expressions, things like that. Whereas these beings don't. They have very strange mannerisms, ones that people wouldn't have normally at all. And they have a very monotone type of voice. And they don't seem to it's like they're trying to basically reenact being a human being horribly. Horribly. And they can't seem to do it. And so what these things do is they need an invitation to come into your house or to come inside your car. Because I guess when I recently uploaded the video that I was going to tell you guys that I was going to be talking about urban legends and different conspiracy theories and about this specific subject in general, because I was on a live stream on YouNow where I was talking to fans of mine about the Black-Eyed Children, because it was something that I had just found out about and looked so much into. I literally researched all I could, dug up so much information that I could, real information, not bullshit information. There was a page on MSN that someone caught about the Black-Eyed Children, and I actually went on, because one of my browsers on my laptop is it goes to MSN. So I actually saw it when it happened, and there was a news article about these beings, and basically them writing a story about them not being of this world, and it was immediately taken down. I refreshed the page and it was gone. It was gone. And there's someone, though, that actually captured it on camera, I guess, or they had, I don't know, something with their computer screen that they recorded, and they got it. They got the page, and I know it wasn't a fake because I saw it myself, and the page, that is exactly what the page looked like. But and you can look that up on YouTube. But anyways, what these things do, and let me just say before this that this hasn't really become a phenomena, I guess, since early 90s, or I think early 90s, about. I might be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I know it was in the 90s. And but there have been so many interactions with them from people and stories from people older people who have told David Weatherly, the author of the book The Black-Eyed Children, these stories, and he went and he researched all he could, and he talked to these people and interviewed these people, and the things that he found out were scary, and I want to tell you guys myself exactly really what he did, but honestly he's much better at explaining things than I am, and so if you want to look that up, just look up The Black-Eyed Children and David Weatherly, because if you look up The Black-Eyed Children, there will be a bunch of different videos that come up, basically about a bunch of different stories too, from people that people have dug up and read. But yeah, so I'm going to talk to you about what they do that are so different from a human. When a human, or when a person comes up to you, or you see a person, you don't feel, like if you look at someone, you don't feel an instant type of pressure on your chest or anxiety or like you're not, like that there's something wrong with them. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking like if you see like a crackhead or something and like they're freaking out, like no, or someone on the train who's like all jacked up on drugs and talking about Satan or something, because yeah, that happened to me. But anyways, it's like you can feel and even the skeptics, there are skeptics that have had encounters with them, and to this day they don't know how to explain it, other than they know that it was something that wasn't something they knew existed or believed existed. And that's also, there's a story that David has about a guy named Paul who was a major, he didn't believe in anything. He was a skeptic, and he was a veteran, I believe, and he wasn't scared of anything. And these kids struck fear into a full-grown, huge man. And sorry, I've been trailing off. But what they do is they they come up to you in your car, or come up to your house, and they knock. But the way that they knock is very specific, and they don't ring doorbells. Like, they don't ring doorbells, they knock on your door, and the way that they knock is not like how a normal person would knock, like a normal person who would knock on someone's door would just be like, something like that, and, that's polite. That's like, how you knock on someone's door. You don't just keep going. You know what I mean? But the way that they knock is very specific, and this is how it's been described by by the hundreds of people that have had encounters with these beings. And the way that David Weatherly also has heard from the people he's interviewed how they knock, and it sounds like this. Constant, just constant, and it doesn't stop because they know that you're in there, and once they see you, and they will see you. If you look out the window, any window, they will look up at you. They will see that you're there. They know that you're there because they can sense it. But they don't usually, in in a lot of cases that I've heard, they don't usually leave until somebody answers, because they end up saying, "We know you're in there. Can you help us?" They have a very monotone voice, and they always ask for help, because these kids are called the black-eyed children because they mostly appear to people in a group of 2 or 3. Sometimes it is just one, but it's usually 2 or 3, and they all range from different ages. Usually, when there's a group of 2, there's always one that's younger, that looks like either like 6 or 8, or and an older person, or an older one that looks like they're either 14 or 16, possibly even 18, because I've also heard that there's recently been stories about black-eyed adults. So I guess, I don't know, I guess they're getting a little more crafty, but I don't know. But anyways, back on subject. They talk very monotone, and you don't see their eyes immediately, because the way that they dress is they usually dress in hoodies, and they make sure that their hair, or, if they're wearing a hood, that it's covering their eyes, so that basically you can't see, or they're shadowing. If you have black eyes and you have like a shadow over your eyes at night, you're not going to be able to see their eyes, and if you even do, they're gonna, you're gonna probably just think that you're looking into someone who has just dark eyes, But anyways, they can't cross the threshold between you and your home unless you let them in. They can't get inside your car unless you invite them in. And what they do when they, get to your, or go to your house, is that they will appear there. They won't walk. You won't see anyone, even if you're looking out and you're like, say you're like smoking a cigarette, or just like sitting out on your porch or something, or on a deck and that you have like upstairs, and you can see like the road from there and like sidewalk or whatever. You will not see them walking down it and, knocking on your door. More than likely, you won't see them. You might, if they know that, like, you're watching and could see them, but most of the time they don't, because, people just figure, oh, well, I probably just didn't see them, they're kids, because that's what people think. And when you're an adult, or, anyone in general that's older, your first instinct when a kid or a child asks for help is to help them. That's your first instinct as an adult, or someone who's like 17, 18, you know what I mean? That's your first, well, you are technically an adult when you're 18, but you know what I mean. And, so that's what they do. They ask you for your help. And the way they do it, though, is always the same. Or it's like a pattern. It's a different pattern of things. And the things that they'll say or do will be like they'll ask you or tell you that they need help, and that they need to use your phone to call their mom, or that they need to use the bathroom. And if you say no, or, because you can't, when you first see them, you get a, first, very uncomfortable feeling, very anxious, and like you know that there is something wrong, and especially their skin looks like paper. Almost like it looks like paper. It doesn't look like someone's actual skin. It's very pale. It's very just fake looking. Like it's not, I don't know. And yeah. So, and what they'll do is they'll keep asking, and you'll find yourself scared and uncomfortable and you don't know why, but you'll also find yourself wanting to like let them in and slowly opening the door or slowly going for the car handle to open the door because they'll ask for a ride. They'll say they need a ride. They'll come up with mostly, I need a ride home, or, I just, like, they need help. And so once, like, if you even if you don't say no, usually they can sense, they know what you're thinking. They will literally say, there was one story where this man came in contact with them after finding out a bunch, looking up things on them and finding out about them. He got a visit from them, and he was thinking about just slamming the door and just being like, okay, screw this. And one of them looked up at him with solid black eyes and said, "Now don't you think about closing that door." And he was like, how the hell could he, like, they think or know what I'm thinking, like what? So basically they're beings with telepathy, which also is a demonic thing. Telepathy is something that demons have usually, and well, no, yeah, they have that, and they get inside your head and they definitely leave their mark in it. And I advise you to be very careful, because everybody who's ever had an interaction with these things have had a mark. They've made their mark on them in their minds, even if these people have not let them in. I guess there are a couple stories out there, only a few that I know of, that really anyone I've even talked to about these kinds of things, because I do kind of have my own little paranormal group that I talk with, have ever heard of people letting them in. But when they let them in, basically they say that we're here to collect your soul. So I believe that they definitely are not extraterrestrial hybrids, and that they are more of a demonic essence, and that our world is just really starting to mesh and start to kind of collide and be brought together with what I would call the other side, where beings like that are. So yeah, that's it. That's kind of all I could really get into, because I'm using my phone right now to record, and I don't know how long this will let me upload for. So I love you guys, and I hope that you liked this video. And if you guys have had any contact with these things, comment. Let me know the story, because that'd be cool. And if you think that you may have had had contact with these types of beings and you never knew before because you never got to see their eyes, then let me know. That'd be cool too. So alright, I love you guys, and I hope you like this video. Alright, bye.